What if, before modern civilization, there were ancient worlds far beyond anything we can imagine today? What if before Egypt, Mesopotamia, or even ancient Greece, there existed prehistoric civilizations with knowledge so advanced that their history was erased from time itself? For thousands of years, stories of gods descending from the heavens have appeared in nearly every civilization on Earth. But one mysterious land appears again and again, a hidden kingdom in the far north, a paradise where the sun never truly set. The ancient Greeks called this place Hyperborea. According to Greek mythology, Hyperborea was a sacred land that existed beyond Boreas, the god of the north wind. It was described as a perfect world with no war, no disease, and no suffering. The people who lived there were said to exist in complete harmony with nature and almost beyond mortality itself. Ancient texts claimed that Hyperborea existed long before recorded history, before the rise of the civilizations we know today. What makes the legend so fascinating is that many ancient writers spoke about Hyperborea as if it were a real place rather than a myth. Historians and poets such as Herodotus, Pindar, and Hecataeus of Abdera all mentioned this mysterious northern civilization. Some described enormous temples made of stone and gold, others spoke of eternal sunlight, while some claimed that the inhabitants were descendants of the gods themselves. To the ancient Greeks, Apollo was not only the god of light, but also the god of music, prophecy, healing, and divine wisdom. Hyperborea was believed to be Apollo's sacred homeland. Legend says that every 19 years Apollo would return there in a flying chariot pulled by white swans. The people of Hyperborea were said to live under the guidance of 3 sacred priests of Apollo in a civilization without greed, conquest, or violence. Music echoed across the land through the sound of lyres, flutes, and sacred hymns sung beneath endless skies. The Greek poet Pindar described the Hyperboreans as beings free from sickness and painful old age, living in everlasting light and happiness. One of the strangest descriptions of Hyperborea involved its sky. Ancient writers claimed that the sun shone continuously for months without setting. Today we know this phenomenon as the midnight sun, which occurs in regions near the Arctic Circle such as Norway, Greenland, Iceland, Alaska, and the North Pole itself. 4 months at a time, the sun never disappears below the horizon. This raises an unsettling question: how could ancient Greek civilizations describe this phenomenon so accurately thousands of years before modern Arctic exploration? Did they inherit forgotten knowledge from a much older civilization, or were they preserving memories of a real northern land? Some researchers believe that during prehistoric times the Arctic may not have been completely frozen. It may once have been warmer, fertile, and capable of supporting advanced human life. If that is true, then Hyperborea may not simply be mythology, but the final memory of a civilization erased from history. Many researchers have attempted to connect Hyperborea with real-world archaeological mysteries. Stonehenge, one of the most mysterious monuments on Earth, has often been compared to descriptions of Hyperborean temples. Built more than 4,000 years ago, Stonehenge contains massive stones weighing dozens of tons, and even today scientists continue debating how prehistoric humans transported and assembled them. Ancient descriptions of Hyperborea mention circular temples, megalithic architecture, and astronomical alignments connected to Apollo. Similar mysteries appear around the world in places such as Göbekli Tepe, pyramids of Giza, and Easter Island. These ancient structures continue to challenge mainstream history and lead many people to wonder whether forgotten civilizations once possessed knowledge lost to time. Some theories place Hyperborea in northern Russia, particularly near the Ural Mountains, Siberia, and the Kola Peninsula. Explorers in these remote regions have reported strange megalithic formations, pyramid-like structures, and mysterious underground tunnels. The Kola Peninsula has long been associated with controversial theories claiming that ancient ruins remain buried beneath the Arctic ice. Meanwhile, the Ural Mountains are famous for unexplained archaeological discoveries, including tiny metallic spiral-shaped objects reportedly found deep underground in geological layers believed to be extremely ancient. Although mainstream science remains skeptical of many of these claims, discoveries like these continue to fuel speculation about forgotten prehistoric civilizations. Ancient legends also describe the rulers of Hyperborea as giants, with some stories claiming they stood nearly 3 meters tall. What makes this especially strange is that myths about giant beings appear in civilizations all across the world, from Greek mythology and Norse legends to biblical texts and South American traditions. Some theorists believe the Hyperboreans were not ordinary humans, but an advanced race, descendants of celestial beings, or survivors of a forgotten age. Even today, the idea of giants continues to fascinate researchers, historians, and storytellers alike. Many ancient traditions speak of a forgotten golden age when humanity lived closer to the gods. The Greeks had stories of Atlantis, while mystical traditions later described Lemuria. But Hyperborea was believed to be even older. Helena Blavatsky, the founder of Theosophy, claimed that Hyperborea was the birthplace of one of humanity's earliest root races. According to these theories, the Hyperboreans possessed extraordinary longevity, spiritual knowledge, and wisdom far beyond modern civilization. Today, no one truly knows whether Hyperborea ever existed. Perhaps it was only mythology. Or perhaps it was the final memory of a civilization destroyed long before recorded history began, a world where humans lived beside gods, hidden beneath ice and time itself. And maybe, somewhere beneath the frozen Arctic, the last ruins of Hyperborea are still waiting to be discovered.